Okay. All right, we're going to just get this started, like it or not, everybody. Welcome to your post-race press conference. This is the Geico High Point National Round 3, Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. I'm your host, Jason Wygant from NBC Sports. We'll have the media here to ask questions. We'll start with our 250 press conference for the first 20 minutes, and then we'll bring in our 450 podium. We have two 250 riders joining us at the moment. That is Justin Cooper, who won the second Moto today. And our overall winner and the winner of the first Moto is Jalek Swoll. Justin Cooper was third overall with 5-1 scores. Jet Lawrence went 3-2 for second overall. Don't have him in the press conference yet. We'll work on that. Let's go to, I'll ask one question and then I will, wait, Jet Lawrence is coming in. Hang on. Should have him in a second. All right, I think we have Jet Lawrence. I'll ask one question and I'll pass it on to the media. Jalek Swoll, it's the most obvious question ever. Where did this come from? I mean, I know Thunder Valley was better, but it was a sixth in a moto. How did you go from that to winning, Jalek?
If I'm going to be quite honest with you, I don't even know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I think today I just felt a lot better and meshed a lot better with the track, to be honest with you. I never really felt comfortable on outdoor tracks and stuff like that, especially these pro nationals. They're a lot different from, what we were racing on in amateurs. So, I don't know. I think today I just felt a little bit more at home and, everything clicked.
Wow. Okay. We now have Colt Nichols and Jet Lawrence joining us, and Justin Cooper is here as well. I'll open it up to the media, and I see Anthony Sansoda. I'll let you fire away with the first 250 question, Anthony.
Great. Thanks, Weege. Anthony Sansoda here, MotoOnline.com. I'll go to Justin Cooper. Justin, you had a little bit of struggle there in the first moto. Can you break that moto down for us?
Yeah. First moto, got a good start, and I think I was top 3 and just knocked the front end and right before the finish and killed the bike. Trying to pick it up quick, but yeah, from there it kind of unraveled and was kind of eating roost the whole time. But it was a much needed rebound in Moto 2, and I knew that. So the first moto I like to forget a little bit, but at one point I had a good flow going and I just lost it. So yeah, put that one behind me and regroup for the second one.
Cool. Congrats on the second moto win.
Thank you.
All right, next up we'll go to Kellen Brower.
Yeah, thanks. Kellen Brower here with RacerX. This question's for Jet. Jet, on the podium, you talked about being behind Cooper in the second moto and kind of realizing you maybe didn't have the pace to run him down. How do you feel in this second year you've mentally developed to be able to kind of like realize that in the moto where, you can settle into a pace and take what's given to you instead of kind of winging it for a win every time?
Always. We always have another eye on a rider, and obviously Cooper was out front and he had a bit of a gap. I'm like, this is possible if I can get some good lap times down and maybe close that gap and put some pressure onto him. And each lap I just kept looking once I got into second, and I was taking some chunks out, but it wasn't major ones. I'm like, and I was pushing quite a bit because he was on it, and that second one had a really good flow. I had a little bit of a flow, but wasn't the best. But and I was in a little bit of a weird spot. I was in no man's land. Like, he was a gap away where it's like I could try and push it to get to him, or I could relax and stay where I am. But I end up just playing the safe route and and take a second. I'm like, well, at least I still gain some points on him. So I'm like, I'm gonna take second. If I try and keep pushing, I'm gonna end up on the dirt. So I end up going with that decision. I felt like that was the right one. I felt like this weekend.
Cool. Thank you.
I will go to Nick from Moto Limited next. Nick, go ahead.
Thanks, Wedge. Nick Still, Moto Limited show. Hey, let's go to Jalek Swoll. Jalek, back in Daytona, we saw some footage come out of you sort of talking a little bit about your family and about your father. Obviously, this weekend being Father's Day and getting your first win, that's got to be a little bit more special to you, yeah?
Mm-hmm. My family's gone through a lot of sacrifices, so just a win in general, honestly, means a lot. So, yeah, just to repay everybody who's, stuck with me and, did everything they could to possibly get me here and stuff like that means a lot. So, Father's Day or not, I cherish all the moments and stuff that we went through to get here.
Absolutely. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Next up, Dark Side. Go ahead and ask a question.
Yeah, Dark Side Moto X Pod Show and Pulp Mix Wrap Up Show. Colt Nichols, much improved, man, this week or this today. Anything that you worked on to make those improvements, or was it just better starts? What was it?
Yeah, overall, I think just better starts. Honestly, I've been starting in pretty much like 20th, the first like 4 motos. So worked on starts a lot this week and tried to work on some sprint speed because I seemed to be pretty slow at the beginning of the motos. And yeah, that second moto I was just kind of slow all the way around. So a little disappointed with that for sure. It was that was tough, but overall, I mean, it's still progress. So I'm happy about that, but just a little frustrated with how that second moto went, getting myself in a good position and just having zero flow on that track. And when you don't have any flow, that track's pretty hard to ride. So yeah, it was just quite a struggle, honestly, but at least the starts were better. I'll take that positive from it and take that into Redbud and see if we can't be a little better there. But yeah, mainly just starts and trying to get my speed up those first few laps.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks.
We will go to Trent next.
Thanks, Weeds. Trent, Moto Limited Show. I'll go to Jet Lawrence for this one. Jet, first time at High Point for yourself. That first moto, the rain sort of started coming down. It looked like the track was kind of greasy early on, and then it sort of turned around to the end of the day. How did you find High Point for your first time being there and racing that track?
It was a really sick track. It felt more like a Euro track with all the elevation, and it was a tricky track. I felt like, especially with the rain. So you had to find out what was slippery and what was tacky, especially with the sawdust that they added in this week. So it was a fun track though. I really liked it. It just bring out a skill level that if you weren't on it and had your balance correct, it would be a nightmare. And all around, it was a really cool track, I felt like.
Yeah, awesome job today, man.
Thanks.
Revista Moto, we'll go to you next.
Hey, thanks, Leach. Hey, this is a question for Colt Nichols. Colt, you're a Supercross champion. You have a incredibly colorful history, running from a privateer to now a contender at every Supercross and Motocross. How would you rate? What's your expectation for this Motocross season? It's still early. Would you anything less than top 3 position in the series be a disappointment, or do you see this as just growing and increasing your pedigree as from the Supercross championship?
Yeah, good question. Really, kind of what you said. Really, I feel like if I'm out of the top 3, I'd be a little disappointed in it. And it was just tough. I expected that out of myself, and then we went to the first race, and I kind of just got kicked in the nuts. To be honest, I was like, "Holy shit!" I kind of forgot how fast-paced these races are, and how rough and tough it got, and kind of took me by surprise, I think. But overall, I feel like I'm kind of coming into my own a little bit. It's just building blocks, taking a little longer than I want, but overall, like I said, we made some progress today. Some progress is better than none. So we'll move into Redbud, have a weekend off, try to work on some more things, and yeah, try to come out swinging. I want to try to contend for these race wins and be up on the podium. That's the ultimate goal for me. So getting there, one step closer today. But overall, like I said, a little disappointed with the day, but I'll take some progress. So
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks. I will go to Justin Cooper with a question. What was the difference between the 2 motos? The first moto was 5th. I'm sure you're not happy with that. And then the second moto was probably your best of the season. So what changed there?
Not much, really. It was the same kind of thing. Just had a better flow going in the second one. Definitely going down doesn't, help anything. It kind of just, it took the wind out of my sails in a way, and took me a little bit to get going, but yeah, put it all out there in the second moto, and rode like myself, and I felt like I had a really really good flow going, at least for the first half. And then once I got a gap, it was kind of just managing it from there. But yeah, I had a lot of fun out there, and I was really enjoying the track, and I felt like I was one with my bike. So that's always important. And yeah, just definitely felt really comfortable in the second moto, and I just enjoyed it. And that's probably one of the first races I've enjoyed like that in a while.
Justin, is that kind of the feeling you were looking for? I mean, you were happy to win last week, but you didn't win a moto. And I know you weren't happy with the way the riding was even at Palace. So is this what you've been looking for, the second moto?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the season is still young. It's a long championship. We got 9 more rounds, so it's just about putting in good results right now. And I felt like today was a good start to where we want to be, and really had a lot of fun riding today. And the track was super fun, and it got super tough. And like Jet said, there was a lot of lines that kind of formed, and the ruts kept you on your toes. They were definitely tricky all day, and the balance is definitely it's that much harder to balance on a track like this when you have like the off cambers and all the elevation. So I usually struggle here, so it's definitely a good way to end this day.
Okay. Dark Side, I'll go to you next.
Hey, Jalik, during the broadcast, Weege and GL were discussing in Moto 2 whether you knew the points where you were. Was there anything on your board? Was your team letting you know that that you needed that position or not, or did you want it?
Yeah, I actually had no idea that what was going on. I don't even think I didn't see the board at all, like any moto. Like I was literally like so focused and just like into the moto. I wasn't even paying attention, but I knew if I stayed in third, that would be a good spot. I didn't know it would be for a win, but I figured 1-3 would be good for a podium. So I just wanted to stay there. And then I had some pressure from Marchbanks. You're an idiot. I had some pressure from Marchbanks towards the end, and I mean, I don't know. I was just comfortable on the track, and like, I don't know, everything was working well and stuff like that. So I found a little bit of a gear and held off for third, and yeah, it got me an overall. I'm just thankful to be on the podium, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
We'll go to
That's
Anthony.
Sorry, he's an idiot.
We'll go to Anthony Sansoda for another one.
I'll go back to Jalik with this one. Jalik, you mentioned the track there. Was there anything that you felt like kind of lent to your strengths in terms of how the track was prepped? I know it was probably prepped a little different with the anticipation of the rain. Can you kind of just talk us through how the track was for you?
No, I knew the day was going to be good when I had pretty good times in qualifying. Like that's my biggest issue is qualifying, and then I have a bad gate pick and all that whole shebang. But no, it was good. I don't know. I'm usually even not that good in the ruts. So I don't know. Today was just one of those days where I just felt like I was just riding like myself, to be honest with you. I just, like I said, dude, like everything clicked off. Like, I don't even know. I just finally got some good starts and was just able to see the front group. And I think that was just one of the biggest things that were different from the first 2 races.
Cool. Thanks, Jalik. Thanks, Weege.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll go back to Kellen Brower.
Yeah, thanks, Kellen Brower with RacerX. I'm going to stick with Jalik on this one more time. After you won the first moto and you're going back to the hauler and you're riding kind of the elation or the high of coming up and actually winning a moto for the first time, what is that hour like for you, trying to maybe like ride that high, but then still have to build up and do it again for the second moto?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, like I've been saying all year, I've just been really focusing on just having fun and like letting the results come. And then like, I don't know. I mean, I honestly wasn't too high on the win. Like I was obviously pumped, first win and all that kind of stuff. But I know, if my teammate didn't have the issue that he had, that I would have got second. So I wasn't like too stoked. Like I feel like I have the ability to go out and win a moto straight up. So I'll like I'll celebrate that one a lot more than I did the one today. But nonetheless, still happy, and just around the box. That's all we shoot for. So yeah.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
We'll have one more question. We'll go back to Nick, and that'll wrap our 250 conference. Nick?
Thanks, Weege. Let's go to Jet Lawrence. So, Jet, awesome competition today, giving away a jersey. I just sort of want to know, what's the craziest sign or the best sign you actually seen today? And sort of, is that what you got Jacob, going around the track looking at these things, or you getting DMs about it? How did you pick that?
Yeah, there was some pretty wild signs out there today, and I had Jacob out there today and Kayla get taking photos of the signs to make sure we get a really good one. But there was some pretty cool ones. There was ones with LED lights on it and some really crazy ones. So it was really cool to see that. And it was a hard pick to try and pick who should get the jersey, but we ended up coming real final decision with the one we went with today, and I felt like that was a really good decision.
Absolutely. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Okay, it's 20 after. Thanks to our 250 podium and also Colt Nichols for joining us. Congrats to Jalek Swoll, Jet Lawrence, and Justin Cooper up on the podium. And we have a weekend off, and we'll see you guys back at Redbud July 3rd. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm done.
You're done, buddy.
Oh, okay,
Celebrate.
perfect. Yeah, thank you. See you later.
Okay. All right. Hey, that was first podium for Swoll, so he's learning how all these things work. Got one in Supercross earlier. Looks like we're welcoming in some 450 riders here in a minute. I think I see Adam Cincillo and Eli Tomac will be joining us. Our overall winner in the 450 class, Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha rider Dylan Ferrandis, and two Monster Energy Kawasaki riders on the podium today with Eli Tomac, who won the second moto, and first moto winner, Adam Cincillo. Cincillo second overall with 1-4 scores. Tomac with a 6-1 for third overall. All right. We'll see if we get Ferrandis, but we will start our 450 press conference. I'll go to Dark Side for our first question. We have Eli Tomac and Adam Cincillo at the moment. Dark Side, go ahead.
Eli, first question's for you. This could fall flat if you don't get it, but did Kawasaki give you the fact that the works parts back, or did you just get mad and go out and get a win?
Oh man, I kind of got mad and just went out and won. Put myself in a lot better track position early on. That really changed it for me. I just felt like I was behind, in those other motos, and was just not riding like myself at all, struggling with lines, kind of connecting that whole track. So I don't know, it's kind of flipped the switch. I mean, another kind of a weird Eli Tomac, but that's how it goes. I'm glad to win something.
Hey, look good, man. Keep it going.
Thanks.
Yep.
We will go to Nick next.
Thanks, Wedge. Nick Stillmotor Limited Show. Let's go to Adam Cincillo. So, Adam, last year you had a great 450 success, and on the podium heaps of times. Didn't really get to have the fans. Today, dude, on the podium chanting AC. What's that like to experience that? And dude, that's got to feel pretty cool. I think that's going to be incredible what Redbud's going to be like. So
yeah, definitely looking forward to Redbud. I think I mean, it's just, you have those moments. It's like you've worked my whole life to be a dirt bike racer, and that's kind of I don't know, a moment you just try to soak in. All the fans and crowd. I grew up watching all the great outdoors movies, and obviously going to the races and watching, and then now to be kind of on the other side of the fence and be a part of it. Really cool, man. And it was COVID obviously was horrible for everybody, but it does give you some perspective and some, grateful, probably more grateful for the fans than before. You tend to take stuff for granted when you always have it. So definitely kind of just enjoying it a little bit more. Definitely looking forward to Redbud too.
absolutely. Thanks, Adam. Cheers, mate.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go to Kellen Brower.
Yeah, thanks, Kellen Brower with Racer X. Adam, could you just take us through the 5 to 10 seconds inside your head when you hit the lapper in the first moto on the last turn?
Yeah, I mean, I think my mindset was just immediately just to get back on the bike as quick as I can. it's funny. I was going up the face of that jump, the triple into that left-hand turn. And I was thinking, I saw the guy in front of me and he looked like he was just kind of chilling. I mean, didn't look like he was doing anything crazy. So I figured I was fine to just roll the turn behind him. And it's just a nice little finish line jump. You just roll it. And my guy just dumped the clutch in the middle of the rut and lost it so bad. And I carried more speed through the turn than him, and I kind of had nowhere to go. So I just made a quick decision to hop out to the right. And yeah, I figured that I was going to clip this bike, and I figured I was probably going to crash. Like when I made the decision, I kind of braced for impact and just tried to prepare myself to get back on the bike as quick as I can. But yeah, what a little fire drill there. It's funny though now, now that it happened and it's over, obviously I wouldn't want to do it again. But now that it's over, it's like one of those moments where it's just like a cool memory. It's kind of off the wall. Doesn't happen often. And yeah, I was a little bit bummed at first because I had such a good moto. The whole moto was good, barely any mistakes at all. Just hit my mark solid. And then the last turn like that, in your mind is already, especially with a basic section like that, just a little triple step up and land. Your mind is already kind of like, I got this thing in the bag. This is cool. I kind of start enjoying it just a little bit right there. And then just the little fire drill to get back up. It's kind of funny.
Well, thank you.
We do have Dylan Ferrandis joining us in the press conference now. For the next question, I will go to Trent. Trent, go ahead.
Thanks, Weege. I'll go to Eli. Eli, that second moto, obviously coming away with the first win of the year for yourself. When you made that pass on Adam, dude, it just looked like you went back to the Eli of old, like you tacked the billboard corner there after that, and you just were railing that and kept going. Like, did it feel different, Moto 2, to the first 5 we've had so far this season?
Oh, totally. I was like a whole different guy, and I don't even really know why, other than, like I said, just put myself in early track position up there. And yeah, I thought the track was really good this week. I was one of the best high points in my opinion for like moisture in the track and just how it was prepped. I went and looked at it last night. I'm like, dang, this track looks sweet, and it turned out that way. They had some fun stuff on it, like that dozer berm you was talking about. The whole thing like shaped up, in my opinion, like in the right way between rough enough, technical enough, but not like a total mess in the morning.
Yeah, awesome job, man.
Thanks.
Anthony Sansoda, go ahead.
Thanks, Weege. Anthony Sansoda here with MotoOnline.com. I'm going to kick this one to Dylan Ferrandis. Dylan, you mentioned that it's been kind of surreal battling the guys at the front, and you went toe to toe with Kenny today. Is it getting more real? Do you feel like you're part of that group now? And how was that battle with Kenny today?
Yeah, I guess I'm part of the group now for sure. Like I explained before, it takes time, to realize you're riding with such a high competition, and it was a little hard to figure it out in Supercross, but now I feel like I'm in the group. So and for your second question, the battle with Kenny was really intense. It was on me both moto, and I kind of know Kenny for a long time. Like before in Europe, I was watching him in MXGP in MX2 when I was riding the European Championship, and I kind of know him for a long time. I know what he's capable of, and there's no room for mistake, and you have to be ready into the second flag. And so a good day for sure.
Nice. Congrats on the overall. Thanks, Weege.
Thank you. Dylan, I'll actually stay with you here for a second. Did that second moto just come down to digging deep? Because at one point it looked like Kenny was maybe going a little quicker, then he actually passed you and you ramped it back up. What did it take to get that done and get back ahead of him?
I think it's he passed me because I was I had a bad line around the start, and I was really good there, and he passed me, and I found a new line on the tunnel jump. I was making double, and we passed him, and then I just tried to put the hammer and try to put some strong lap, and then we came back on Adam, and he tried again. When I passed Adam, he tried again, he pretty much passed me, but I kind of closed the door on the next turn. And yeah, it was it was pretty intense. Honestly, fighting with Ken is no joke, and yeah, big battle.
Thanks. We'll go to Dark Side for our next question. Dark Side.
Eli, I'm gonna go back to you. We've talked a lot about the track this evening. Real technical, that downhill where you were hopping over the little hip jump. I didn't see too many other people, at least on camera, doing that. Was that something that you had kind of worked out in practice? And was that was just a really cool line? I want to talk about it.
Yeah, that line, it was after the big quad table. I did it once in the first moto, and I clipped my rear end on it in the first moto, and I kind of put it away. And then I looked at it again in Moto 2, and it, like, the braking bump on it, right, was more built up from the 250 guys. It was a better lip getting over that. So that was a cool line. That one, and then that other triple step up beforehand. I felt like, we're big for Moto 2 there.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks.
We'll go back to Nick for our next question.
Thanks, Widge. Nick Still Moto Limited. Let's go back to Eli Tomac. So, Eli, you would be the first to admit the first 2 rounds sort of haven't gone the way you would like them to go. We hear in the industry a lot, and a lot of people bring the words up. Is there a panic button for Eli? There's just so much talk about Eli not performing, and then we get people that come up with these wild strategies of parts going missing off your bike, et cetera, et cetera. How do you deal with that to be able to show up each weekend and, just keep putting on a happy face and going out and doing it when really it doesn't sound like what was going wrong with the first 2 rounds?
Yeah, I could say, like, round 1, I had a different setup on. I went to round 1 with something else, suspension wise and in general, chassis stuff. But, so that one, I'm like, well, maybe we were just, we missed it. But, the second race, right, Colorado, I had what I had today. So I don't know what was going on. I was getting tight in those other motos. So I don't know if I had something going on with my body that way, but now back to normal, feeling, at least Moto 2 today, I could do what I wanted to do. So, yeah, with the conspiracy stuff, I think we're all, bigger, better people than that.
Absolutely. Let's keep the ball rolling, Eli. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Next, we will go to Trent.
Yeah, thanks, Weege. Trent Moto Limited show. I'll go to Dylan. Dylan, I'm pretty sure it was that second moto, you got connected with that lapper coming up over the top there and nearly went down. Just run us through that moment, because that looked like a scary point in time going over that and collecting that lap rider.
Yeah, that was really scary. I don't know, the lapper was on really the 2 rusts from the guys they were finished together, and yeah, I was expecting him to let me by, and he didn't. And at the last moment, I tried to get out of the ruts, but I couldn't. So I hit him, and then my visor hit my handlebar, so I kind of lost the vision for half of a second, and that's where I make a tsunami or Superman or whatever, and then yeah, I look back. I mean, I kind of just sit on the bike, and I was like, okay, I'm not crashed, just crack the throttle and back to the racing. So yeah, that was really scary. And yeah, I mean, we used to, it's happening every time I get close to lapper, but it's part of the racing.
Awesome job. Congratulations getting that red plate back.
Thank you.
Kellen Brower, we'll go to you next.
Yeah, thanks, Kellen Brower with RacerX. Eli, you talked a little bit about the frustration with the first 2 rounds as well, and obviously the first moto didn't go perfectly as planned today either. So was there a little bit at the beginning of that second moto of just kind of it all boiling over, and you were just kind of riding on that kind of angry aggression level to say, I'm sick of this, I just want to get it done kind of thing?
I mean, of course, yeah. It's there's my moto finishes have been very marginal. So that was in my mind. I'm like, I gotta do something, gotta get back to normal. So like I said before, it's frustrating, when you have those races like that, digging yourself in that big a hole. But better to get back to normal, sooner than later.
Cool. Thank you.
Anthony Sansoda.
Thanks, Weege. Anthony Sansoda, MotoOnline.com. I'll go to Adam Cincillo with this one. Adam, you were super positive after the race. It seemed like you were feeling good. You mentioned after the second round that you needed a bit more strength late in the race. Did you find that in the week off? And how are you feeling physically today versus the last two rounds?
Yeah, I mean, I feel physically better. I just haven't like really been able to put, I mean, obviously though, since I've got back on the bike for my collarbone, I've been able to put in a good amount of time, but I just don't have that off-season base, so definitely feeling stronger every week. I felt stronger at Colorado. I felt stronger today than I did at Colorado. So just about getting more time, getting more motos in. And also the pace is really high. That's like some people I think don't understand that, right? It's like if I wanted to, get, and no disrespect to anybody at all. Obviously, I mean, I got 11th at the first round, but if I wanted to, like today, if I wanted to be a fifth place guy and I was happy with that, then I wouldn't have got tired. I wouldn't have got tired at all. But these guys are ripping, and I want to win, so I'm, hanging it out and doing what I can. And I think it was like 8 minutes ago. I just kind of tongue in the spokes a little bit, but tried my best. Like I said, felt stronger. Super, believe in my program, all that good stuff. So. The racing was intense. It's fun, really fun battling with those guys. And pace was high. So it's coming around for sure. Definitely feel better, even just myself, like stronger on the bike, like technique wise, just everything starting to kind of come around. Kind of the same thing that happened to me last year a little bit during outdoors. So feel like we're going to keep the trend moving forward.
Cool. Thanks, AC.
Yep.
Okay, we have time for two more. I will go to Revista Moto, and then Darkside will let you wrap it up. Revista Moto, go ahead.
Thank you, Weege. Hey, Dylan, I'm curious to know how you feel about the 2-week break. Does that hurt your momentum, or does that give you time to work on settings or prep? And what, at your level, what do you work on for 2 weeks?
It doesn't really matter for me if there is a weekend off or no. Like you can always improve, that's for sure, physically or on the bike. I think for us as a team, we when we have some time like this, we use this time to try new parts on the bike, because we're still at the point where we're trying to improve the bike, we're learning the bike. So there is still room to be better on that. And for me, like physically, I'm feeling great. So right now it's just to stay fit, but not doing too much, but also like stay in shape, So we mix a little bit of this, and also trying to ride on the condition that we will have on the next race. Like I know next race is Redbird and then Southwick, so maybe we're gonna start training a little bit in the sand. So doing that and try to some stuff on the bike in the sand. So that's what I think every pro rider does during the weekend off. I mean, maybe some do more funny stuff, but for me. Now I'm in position where I'm chasing this championship, so weekend off is gonna be all about either workout or recovery. So nothing really fun.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, last one, and we'll be at 20 minutes for our 450 riders. Go ahead, Darkside.
AC, this is for you. Good day. Gonna maybe throw on a headset, kick Justin Jennings, Triple J's butt at some games. What's up?
Oh yeah, we're a big Warzone player. I tell people all the time, as a dirt bike racer, it's like I don't know how everybody else is, but most of the time I guess endurance sports in general, like if you're not doing something to get better, especially during the season, whether it be gym, bicycle, riding, or like most of the time you're better off chilling and not doing much. And I'm super ADHD. I love doing stuff, so got to keep the mind moving. And I play a lot of video games. It is what it is.
Smack down Triple J for us.
Yeah.
All
right, there it is. 20 minutes for each class. Appreciate the time, getting all of our podium finishers from both divisions. Enjoy your weekend off, everybody. We'll see you at Redbud July 3rd.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.